Okay, so this is Freddie. Freddie's by Captain Liberator, and he's Frosty's second baby. We'll see the first one in a moment. She's free now. Freddie's about 5 months old, and he's chestnut, which is great. And he's got a sarcoid, she says. Oh look, I think he's got a sarcoid on his side. You might just be able to zoom in. I'm trying not to get electrocuted. Is that something? I think it is. There you go. Wow, look at that. Wasn't there when he was born. But Freddie's absolutely gorgeous. He's lovely, and he's chestnut, which is also quite amazing. It was sort of 1 in a 200,000 chance of getting a chestnut out of a grey and a bay. That was quite exciting. But yeah, he'll be gelding shortly, unfortunately for him, because he's quite opinionated and he's very bold. And I always think that you actually, if you keep them in tie, you limit their careers a bit, because they've always got their mind on women or not hurting their undercarriage rather than winning badminton. So so he's one of the great white hopes. He's got a lot to live up to though, haven't you, Pony? Hey? Go to Tigger. Tigger, who, as you can see, he's having a wee. He's the next baby. He is only a couple of weeks old actually, but he's incredibly brave and bold. He's by a very, very popular stallion called Jaguar Male, who, you know, is very fashionable at the moment, and he's a gorgeous foal. You know, he's only tiny, but he's a lovely little short butty, very, very nosy. As you can see, he's been quite bold for a baby in with his mum. And he's got this bald patch here because he had to go in when he was born and be operated on, because he had a leaking umbilicus cord or something very complicated, so he had to go and have that operated on. But he was just going to have a couple of stitches. But he's also really sharp with his hind legs, which is why I'm being a bit cautious. But he's another one of our great white hopes, but I think he's probably going to struggle to be as big as Frosty, so he better have as much scope, if not a little bit more. Hey. But Freddie's going to be called Mr. Fahrenheit. Dosh, who's the filly, which we'll meet in a second, she's going to be called Don't Stop Me Now. So we're trying to think of a name for Tigger. So any suggestions on a postcard, please. At the moment, he might be called Little Jaguar, because obviously out of Little Tiger and by Jaguar Male. And I just think that would be so apt, you know, Little Tiger and Little Jaguar. Hopefully he'll be quite smart, won't you? Beautiful, aren't you? Aren't you? Oh, stand. No, don't run away. Stand. Boy. It's quite strong. Here you go, Mum, don't kick me. It's so good. It's great to come out if you can like this and sort of be their friend, because you don't want them to be scared of you and just come out and have a scratch and not to be too dominating. But I think it's also really important to get them into an enclosed area and just handle them and be quite firm. You know, I just put my arms around him and I made him stand quite briefly. I didn't want to have a war, because if he tries to run off with me here, I can't hold him in a field. I think it's quite important just to put the discipline in straight away, that you're holding them there to stand, you know, touch their legs. All these have had their feet sort of picked up and just looked at. Freddie's been trimmed a couple of times already, even though he's only 5 months old, just so you straight away are getting the herd instinct out of them a bit, and sort of human rules slightly. But yeah, you know, I'm quite keen on sort of touching them everywhere, just being as much as their friend as you can be, so it all comes quite naturally. There you go, when he wins badminton in 10 years' time, you can say he had the first footage.